What are the similarities and differences between Christian eschatology and Islamic eschatology?
Is
the rapture the same as the end times? Is the Dajjal we can say is the Antichrist?
Yeah, I think that's essentially what it is.
Is the rapture that it seems like eschatology and Christianity is more debated, and in Islam it's more definitive?
Yes.
So I don't know how much research you've done, but what are the similarities and differences?
The similarity you've mentioned, and one of the key ones, is the second coming of Jesus Christ. That's the most prominent.
They don't believe in Al-Mahdi though.
They don't believe in Mahdi. The Bible doesn't mention anything about a figure like Mahdi, yeah? But it mentions the Antichrist, and it mentions the second coming of Christ. So Muslims also believe in the Antichrist, and they believe in the second coming of Christ. And that's the most prominent, I would say, similarity in the eschatology.
Which is why he was crucified. And Nick was saying on the show yesterday, he was like saying that Jesus was crucified because he claimed to be God. No, he was crucified because he claimed to be the Messiah.
So we don't believe Jesus was crucified.
But that's why he was persecuted. Obviously there was a body double, but that's why the Romans ordered that.
They tried killing all the prophets.
No, they tried to kill him. I was speaking to a Jewish girl. She came to a dawah table. Very lovely girl. We were speaking to her, etc. You know, she was telling the reasons why they don't. They tried to kill Jesus. And the reason they're doing that is because they were saying, okay, if he's a true prophet, he will not be crucified.
But it's not because he claimed to be God, it's because he claimed to be the Messiah.
No, man, they were killing prophets before that.
They chopped off John the Baptist's head.
You know something interesting you find, you might be amazed by this, Okay, usually in Jewish law, in the Torah, what is the punishment for adultery? Death, stoning, bro. Night, sleep tight, okay? Okay, simple question. Ustad Wahidi, check this out. What? No, check this out. Why did they not kill Maryam alayhi salam? She gave birth to Isa, Where's the father? Why did they not kill her?
They have no answer for that.
No, 1 second, check this out. You know in the book of, is it Thomas?
The Gospel of Thomas.
It speaks about it.
Yeah.
You know there's 4 scenarios where a child spoke in the cradle. Yusuf alayhi salam. There's a difference depending, there was a woman who worked for Pharaoh, and Pharaoh was punishing them, and the baby spoke. There's one about Joseph, when Joseph, the lady tried to seduce her, and when he ran through the door, they say a baby came and spoke, and about his innocence. The other one is they say Jesus spoke in the cradle. What?
The cradle?
In the cradle. Sorry, forgive me.
I don't know, the cradle.
My English is
That's so British.
So
you probably
in the
read
cradle.
that, but you don't know how to say it.
So check this out. Why did the Jews not stone Mary?
Well, I mean,
something
Because
miraculous.
they call her a whore, right?
Yes,
and a liar.
yes. That's why the Quran, one of the reasons the Quran came to defend the honor of the prophets. Lut alayhi salam in the Bible did what? Stayed with his daughters. The Quran came. Solomon did what? Magic. Yes, the Quran comes to defend the honor. Now, there has to be something miraculous that happened that the Jews didn't stone Mary.
What was it?
That Jesus spoke in the cradle.
That's a good point.
They say what?
Jesus spoke in the cradle.
he did the Jesus.
Cradle.
Wait, Ali Dawah, right? Jesus' first miracle in Islam is literally defending his mother's honor. It's defending his mother's chastity.
Honor, yes.
And then listen to this.
Yes.
Sorry to cut you off, but
No,
it's just funny.
yes.
What's his first miracle in Christianity? Making alcohol.
There you go. Bro, forget that. In the Bible he's cursed. In the Quran he's blessed. And they say the Quran is something. Bro, cradle. Cradle. Okay. Bro, then he spoke as a baby. That's the reason why they didn't execute Mary.
What was his
Why
first
other
words?
reason would they let her live?
What was his first words?
I don't know.
We don't know.
know.
Well, he
But
said
we
in the Abdullah.
Yes. No, but he must have defended his mother. There must be,
Yeah,
there
there
must
must-
be
I don't know
something.
exactly the first
Because,
one,
bro, when in the Quran it says when they came and said you was a righteous woman, O daughter of Harun, yes, what is this? Something happened, and the book of Thomas. Yes, if you think about it, they even mention in the Bible, the Bible of Thomas, whatever it's called. Okay, the Gospel of Thomas. It says that this. It says that this happened. Bro, if you think about it, that's deep. Because it proves the Quran again. There's so much stuff. Actually, you have to be out of your mind.
Yeah, the major difference is, and I've been learning about Paul the Apostle and how he's the most cited apostle in the Bible compared to the Quran and the miracles that we were describing earlier.
Basically, like, what we would say is that he was one of the main figures that moved it away from monotheism to a kind of two gods, a model of two gods.
When did the Holy Spirit come?
So that's a good question, bro. With the Holy Spirit, if you look at, the Holy Spirit was always there in the sense that it was being mentioned and stuff, yeah. But if you look at the Constantinople Creed in 381, and you look at first of all the Nicene Creed. So Nicene Creed is 325, right? In the Nicene Creed, at that point, Jesus and the Father were referred to as God. The Holy Spirit was not referred to as God; he was referred to as Lord. In 381. With the Constantinopolitan Creed, of 381, now all three of them were referred to as God: Father, Son, Holy Spirit. So clearly, something happened between the year 325 and 381, which elevated the status of the Holy Spirit from a Lord or from a creature or from an angel, whatever it may be, to the status of a co-equal, co-eternal person of the Trinity. And what really happened is you had these Cappadocian fathers, church fathers, who decided that that's what he is. So essentially, those guys, they were having debates as to what was the status of the Holy Spirit. And it took 400 years, essentially, after Christ, for them to determine that the Holy Spirit was a God. Can you imagine? Christianity didn't know for 400 years of its history that the Holy Spirit was a God to be worshipped. And the evidence of that is a book by J.N.D. Kelly called Early Church Fathers, which is a secondary source material, which says in that book that essentially there was a dispute as to what the status of the Holy Spirit was until the Cappadocian Fathers, which are Basil, Gregory of Nyssa, and Gregory of Nazianzus, when all three of them decided that the Holy Spirit actually is a God, co-equal, co-eternal. So it took them 400 years to figure out that he's a co-equal, co-eternal God.